Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be showing you guys my favorite TJ Maxx finds of 2020, and this is actually a collab with my friend Kim Nuzzolo. You guys may know her. She also makes TJ Maxx videos every week. I have been following her for quite some time now. She actually is the one that got me inspired to make these videos as well with her budget beauty buys series that I loved watching. So she is honestly one of the sweetest people ever. I absolutely love her videos. She finds awesome stuff at TJ Maxx as well, and I have met her actually at Generation Beauty. I think it was last year. Whenever the last Gen Beauty was that we were able to go to, I'm pretty sure that was 2019. So I have got to meet her before, and yeah, she's just as sweet in person as she is online, and I would love if you guys check her out. We are both going to be showing you guys our favorite products that we found at TJ Maxx this year. I have found so many good things this year. It was really hard to pick what I was going to put in this video, but I decided to pick some makeup that I've actually tried out. There is a lot of stuff I buy that I haven't like tried fully yet, or I haven't got an opinion on, or it's stuff I've like had before in my collection and I saw it at TJ Maxx, but I wanted to find like some of the best purchases for me this year within TJ Maxx. Pretty much all makeup. I decided to just do makeup. I don't shop a ton of their skincare, so that is what is going to be featured here today. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I wanted to mention, this was something we found like in the beginning of the year, but that is when a lot of the new Too Faced Tutti Frutti collection started showing up in the store. So that was like January 2020. So I definitely wanted to mention that, even though I feel like if I found it now, it wouldn't be as exciting as it was back then. But since it was so new, I was very excited at the time. It did really well for me on my channel. That video did. People get really excited about finding Too Faced stuff. So I do want to mention that, especially with these blushes. I personally already owned them, so I did not buy them at TJ Maxx, but we found these like fruit cocktail blushes that just came out in 2019, like end of the year. The berries and bubbly and like my melons. There was so much stuff in this line, but I did want to mention the blush duos because these were definitely one of my favorite products from the Tutti Frutti collection. The berries and bubbly is definitely my favorite. I'll go ahead and swatch that one for you. I think these are amazing quality. They are really shimmery though, so you do have to like shimmer, but they're super gorgeous. These little duos were going for $9.99. They also had like the bronzer highlight duo. They had the banana setting powder. So lots of new Tutti Frutti stuff, which was a really cool find this year. Another cool find this year is actually this brush. Mine's a little bit dirty because I honestly use this so much, but this was a SEPHORA and HAKUHODO collab. They had a whole HAKUHODO collection on Sephora. These brushes were retailing for like 40 bucks, and we found this brush there. It's like I use it for powder or under eye setting powder. It's so soft, amazing quality. HAKUHODO is a Japanese brush brand, and Japanese brushes are always like the best. So I couldn't believe it when we found this at TJ Maxx in like the special casing and everything, and that was in February. We found this for only $5.99. So I've definitely gotten a lot of use out of this, and it was honestly one of the best finds and best savings all year. This year I found a ton of amazing blushes, so there's quite a few different ones in this video, but I've pretty much bought mostly all my blush at TJ Maxx this year because there's been so many good ones. So I wanted to mention the Nars Blushes. We have found so many different shades this year, and these were always so iconic. Everyone used to love these back in the day, and I still think they're really nice. I would say Nars Blushes probably aren't my favorite formula ever, but they are like a nice, I would say, soft and subtle type of blush. They're not super pigmented or anything like that. But I grabbed my Nars Madly blush. This one is super light. I found these about February time again for about $12.99 at the stores. They're honestly so beautiful. That one's Madly. We also found Impassioned. We might have found Impassioned later. I already owned this one, but I'm pretty sure it was at the store. There's like Angelica, Super Orgasm, so many shades that were showing up, but I've always wanted more Nars blushes in my collection, so finding the full sizes at TJ Maxx for $12.99 was really great. They usually retail for like $35 or so, I believe. So to me, that was a really good deal and one of my favorite finds this year. Speaking of blushes, I also had to mention the Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur blushes. These were also something that I already owned. Since I was on Bare Minerals PR list, they had sent these to me, but we found them in the stores not even that much later than when they released, and they are honestly some of the best cream blushes ever. And Bare Minerals is priced so cheap at the store, so do not skip on these. They're actually coming back now. I've seen a couple more at my stores. Grab them. They are so good. We found these in February again, and they were $7.99. So cheap. They're usually like $30. But the formula on these is so great because it is like a cream to powder finish. So they do feel like bouncy a little bit, but they dry down really well so that it still looks like a regular blush. It's not super glowy. So I love these, especially for oily skin if you want to do a cream blush, but most of them are just like too oily looking on you. These are so good, but they have ultra pigmentation. They blend out amazingly. So I've been wearing cream blush a lot this year, and these are definitely top favorites in my collection and a great find at TJ Maxx. By the way, my favorite shades are Coral Cloud and Blurred Buff. I wanted to mention I did find this MAC Fix Plus this year. We've actually seen quite a bit this year. This was the first time I found it though, and it was like the Cherry Blossom scented one, full size. I actually found this one when I was on vacation. I did get to go on one vacation this year in February. We went to Disney World, so right before everything shut down. So I did a lot of TJ Maxx hunting in Florida, and I remember finding this at a Marshall's there, and I was so excited. And I do love MAC Fix Plus. We have seen it a couple more times this year. We saw mini ones as well this year in like the scented ones. There was like a watermelon and a pineapple one that were $9.99, as well as a double regular MAC Fix Plus. We found a duo recently for like 20 bucks. I don't remember exactly how much this one was. I believe it was around $14.99 or so, but it was such a good deal, and to get it in the fun cherry blossom packaging was really cool. So that one's definitely a top favorite find for me this year. So after that, pretty much all the TJ Maxx stores here closed down for a couple months, so I wasn't able to find anything else, but they reopened, I believe like May, June, sometime around there. And they had a lot of new Too Faced stuff when they reopened, and I remember finding the Sweet Peach Lip Oil. And this year we actually found the Papa Don't Peach shade, which is my personal favorite, but these are so comfortable on the lips. They came out right when the Peach collection just launched with the palette and everything, and I still think it's like the best lip oil formula to date. They're just so comfortable. Too Faced was really ahead of the game on this trend, and these are amazing because they smell so good. Plus, they give you a really great pigmentation. So Papa Don't Peach was one of my favorite colors. As you guys see, it's such a beautiful mid-tone peach. Still love this, and this one still smells amazing, even though these did come out a little bit ago. I'm not sure when this one in particular was made. Mine still is in great condition. That one was going for only $5.99, and I found that in June. Another favorite for me is finding so much MAC lipsticks this year. I actually found a lot of MAC stuff in general, but MAC lipsticks have always been a favorite of mine. They were like my first lipstick that I used and fell in love with, and I literally collected so many of throughout my lifetime of doing YouTube. They're still one of my favorite formulas, so I just grabbed one to show you, but I've seriously bought probably like 8 or 9 this year at TJ Maxx. They had them for $7.99 each, which is such a good deal, and they've had literally like every single shade of theirs, even their popular shades. So I went ahead and put this one on today in Shrimpton. It's such a good neutral. You can still find these in stores right now. More and more pop up every single week. It's so crazy. It's just sad that, I don't know, I guess a lot of people aren't really interested in MAC lipsticks anymore, but I still love them and would recommend them. So I was able to kind of get a MAC lipstick collection going again this year thanks to TJ Maxx. So this one is Shrimpton, swatched here. This one is a satin shade, and yeah, it's such a good neutral. My next find that I really love this year, I actually have this one on too. I tried to wear most of my finds in this video today, but we actually saw Morphe for the first time this year come to TJ Maxx, which was kind of cool. I always love seeing new brands at the stores, so I had to mention this little palette. It's definitely one of my favorite Morphe items that I have and have bought at the stores, and it was so cheap. But it's a little trio. This is the Deep Smoky Smoky 3A palette. I don't even know if they still make this, but I was able to find mine at TJ Maxx. I think it was $2.99. I love like bronzy tones, so this shade is gorgeous. So I have all 3 shades, the bronze, the brown, and the black on today. I'll say with Morphe shadows, they're not my favorite formula. Just the blending with the dark colors can be a little bit iffy, but this brown shade is really good. The bronze is good. The black one, it's not the best, but it still works. For $2.99. You really can't go wrong. And I think this is just such a great everyday palette for me. I love the shimmer. Like these two I could wear all the time just together. And then here is the swatch of the black. But honestly, I think that this one is a pretty good quality one. All right, next let's talk Marc Jacobs, because Marc Jacobs showed up everywhere in TJ Maxx and Marshalls, and I feel like it shocked everyone at first because we were not expecting to see like their best-selling items for such a good discount at the stores. And I had to mention, of course, their bronzer in Tantric. I have this on right now. It is such a good shade. This was going for only $14.99. It's like a $50 bronzer, and you can see how huge this is compared to my head. This is such a good neutral color, and I feel like it would fit many different skin tones. This formula is so soft and gorgeous, so easy to blend out. So finding this at the stores for $15 was seriously an insane find. I never expected to see this there. And we also found like their primer along with it, and quite a few other Marc Jacobs things this year, like their powders. All their complexion stuff started showing up, and we've been seeing even more the past couple weeks showing up from them. So yeah, that was kind of crazy to see all this like luxury Marc Jacobs show up at the stores. But definitely the bronzer is my favorite find, even though I already had this one prior. I did not get this one at TJ Maxx, but it was really cool to see. Next, this is a recent favorite from me, but I did end up finding this one in August, it looks like. I'm kind of looking on my Instagram because luckily I do document these things on YouTube and on Instagram when I find things. But this is the Anastasia Loose setting powder. This setting powder is huge. You get, it says 0.9 ounces, but it seems like you get way more than that. I guess it doesn't seem as much when you think about it, but surprisingly, this has become one of my favorite setting powders. I recently tried it last month and I've been using it ever since. You guys would love this, especially if you have oily skin. It seriously is one of the most mattifying powders. I would probably avoid it if you have dry skin, because I feel like that wouldn't be the best combination, but for me it works amazingly. I do wish I could find the shade Light in this. I do have translucent, and it does almost lighten my skin. Like I could see the white cast that it leaves until for like a couple hours, until my oil starts seeping through and everything kind of just like meshes together. But if I find the shade Light, I think that would work a little bit better for me, but I don't think we've seen that one at the stores. We've seen like a medium and a deeper tone plus the translucent, so I just wish I could find a little bit of a more my type of skin tone color. But this does work fine if I just blend it in, and I just love how matte it makes my skin, so that was an awesome find. So in September, we started finding all of this Milk makeup, and we hadn't seen Milk makeup before, but this was on another level. Like it was like Milk makeup, their whole line ended up at TJ Maxx pretty much. So I had a lot of favorites from that, because I never really got to try a ton of Milk makeup, so it was really exciting for me, and I ended up buying quite a bit of it. So I picked just a couple products to share. So number one is their concealer. I really like this one. I feel like it has pretty good coverage, medium coverage. It feels a little bit more hydrating. It's not super dry under the eyes, which is nice. It doesn't make them look all cakey and wrinkly. So I feel like the coverage is nice, the finish is nice, and it lasts long on my eyes. I do wish I had a little bit of a lighter shade. I picked up Cream, so I'll have to see if they do make a lighter one, but this was such a good find. I have this on today as well, and I really enjoy this. This one ended up being $7.99. I did try more of the other complexion products Milk had, like their foundations, but I wasn't a big fan of those, as you guys could see from my testing TJ Maxx makeup videos, but the concealer was definitely a winner. Also from Milk, I had to mention their highlight. This one is in Lit. We saw the full size. They also had a bunch of minis there, but I had to mention this one. I did throw this one on the cheeks today. I really like this highlighter because it is very natural looking. It blends easily on the skin, but it's not too over the top like some liquid and cream highlighters can be. I feel like this one just looks like your skin is glowing from within. here is the swatch of it. It's really beautiful. So I was really excited to find this and be able to try that out this year. This was only $8.99 as well for the full size, which is crazy. And then I'll mention this as well, the Milk Baked Bronzer. This is a newer find for me, and my stores have had a ton of these the past couple weeks. So if you're looking for this, I would definitely check. But they have the baked color. They also have Blaze, which had shown up prior. This is the same price as the highlighter, and I did want to mention this one even though I haven't used this one in particular. I have tried this one before. I already have it in my collection in a mini, so I absolutely love this bronzer, so I had to mention that was a really exciting find for me this year, and pretty much all the Milk stuff was really cool. I'll go ahead and swatch my mini so you guys can see the color, but it's a really nice neutral shade. The Blaze shade is a little bit more cool tone. Another TJ Maxx find that I've really been enjoying is this Lorac cheek palette. This one is called Shine Bright Color Source and Light Source Cheek Palette. The quality on this one is amazing. This was from an older holiday collection. It might have been a couple years old, but I think it performs amazingly. I love the formula of the Lorac blushes. They are so beautiful. I recently tried this one out in my testing video, and it's so nice. The deal wasn't the best on this one. I think it was like $14.99, but it ended up being about half off regular price from them. But I know I'm just gonna get so much use out of it. Let me go ahead and swatch a couple so you guys can see like full on one swipe pigmentation. There's some highlighters in there as well. This was such a good find. So I had to mention my Lorac blush palette as well. We saw quite a bit of Lorac this year. Another really cool find was another MAC one, and I could not believe we found their cream blushes because these actually came out this year, and then like 6 months later they were already at TJ Maxx, which I did not expect. We have only seen two shades though, a dark one and then this peachy one called Cheer Up. So this is their Glow Play blush, and it's kind of similar to the Bare Minerals ones, but I feel like these do have a little bit more glow to them. But again, I love this formula. I really like this packaging, like the clear packaging as well. Bouncy texture. This one I actually have on today on my cheeks. It's more of that peach tone, and you can easily build these up. As you guys can see, it's definitely more of a coral, but the formula on these are so nice. I do hope we find more shades because I kind of want all of them. I think I'm only missing a couple, but these were a really good find. I think they were for $9.99 at the stores, but I could be wrong. That's just again. Then I have a couple newer finds. So these Laura Mercier blushes just started popping up at the stores. I did own these prior because I am on their PR list, but I had to mention the shade Fresco. This is such a pretty nude. I talked about this. I found it a couple weeks ago, and then I keep finding more shades, so I think a lot of you guys can find them right now. I'll go ahead and swatch Fresco, but this is a nice nude. I've been loving just a nude blush, just like mid-tone color. It's not too pink and not too peachy, just nice medium, kind of almost like a bronzer. So I have been loving this one. I believe these are like $8.99, $7.99. That's me guessing again. Such a good deal for these. Amazing formula, super easy to blend out on the cheeks. As you can see, I tend to buy a lot of cheek products at my stores. I feel like I buy a lot of bronzer, blush, and highlight the most, and also lipstick. But that's what I usually like to try out there. Because a lot of times I don't do well with their foundation and complexion products, but their cheek products I do well with, and their lip stuff. The last one I wanted to mention, this is another newer find. This is something I already own and already love, but I had to mention because I just found it last week at the stores. Again, Marc Jacobs. We have the Accomplice Concealer, and I've talked about this many times on my channel because it is the best if you guys have blemishes. This has the most coverage I've ever had in like a concealer. I do like these like stick concealers for touching up and blemishes and stuff like that because they really don't budge, and they're gonna cover up any of that redness. So this is a must-have. You guys have to pick this up at the stores. I've seen this everywhere. All of my stores are stocked up on it. There's like every single shade there, so you should be able to find this, I'm sure of it. And this is going for $9.99. Definitely worth it. I think it retails for about $30, but it's seriously one of the best concealers ever. And I believe that is everything I wanted to, oh wait, no, I do have one more. I almost forgot. You guys already know. Why did I forget to mention this? I've been talking about these so much on my channel, the Pure and Trolls palettes. So I have quite a few in my collection. The one I've been using the most is actually the pink one, but these showed up in the stores and they're super cheap, like $5.99. I couldn't believe the price. The pigmentation is really nice on these, but I love these if you want to do like a fun color, but not too over the top. They're small enough that you pretty much have every shade that you need in here to create a full look and have a little bit of color in your life, instead of just neutrals all the time. So I really like these. The formula is great. The shimmers are really pretty. So I had to mention those as well. And these were like a new 2020 release, and they ended up at TJ Maxx, which was crazy. They ended up at the stores like 3 months after they came out. So I had to mention those as well. Those ones I haven't seen popping up lately. I know those came out like mid-year, but hopefully they will be back because I really love them. So now that is everything I wanted to mention for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below in the comments if there was any TJ Maxx finds that you love this year. Of course, we found so much stuff. There's probably even more things that were just as great. I need to do better at trying stuff, and I don't always buy everything in the store, so I don't always know like how some other stuff performs, but these are definitely my favorites. Of course, I was really excited too to find like all that Kaja stuff a couple weeks ago as well, but I still have not been able to try that, but that was exciting to see in the stores, and that is such a cheap price too. I could go on and on about amazing finds. Also, don't forget to check out Kim's video. I'm super curious to see what she is going to pick, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.